Hey guys, Cat here, and I'm going to do some digital art today. I wasn't sure what to do for an intro, so you get a lovely shot of my blank canvas on my computer screen. I use Photoshop Element 7, and this was inspired by another geeky channel on YouTube called Popcross Studios. I will try to link his channel in the description below, but I'm not always good doing that. So I give you the name. You can search it up. Some of you may not already know who he is if you just randomly scouring the low end of YouTube for me. Anyway, I would like to take you on a journey with me to hopefully get 3 characters in this video. I'm not sure how the length's going to work out because it's my very first time doing something like this, putting story along with my speed draw. Anyway, I'm going to take you on a journey to a new crossover Pokemon region of Nickelodeon to see how, hopefully to see how 3 aspiring Pokemon trainer Nicktoons will live as Pokemon trainers. That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, hope you like this video. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff if you want to. And if you would like to see more of this, give me some ideas in the comments below. And with that, let's get into it. I'm ready. Fill the air by a long groan from the other residents of Bikini Bottom, a small island within the Nickelodeon region. This was the daily morning greeting of one lad who lived on the island, Bob Squarepants, who was known by most by one of his variants of his nickname, Sponge, whether it be SpongeBob, Spongy, SpongeBoy. Bob had gained the nickname in his early childhood due to his collection of sea sponges that he collected as they washed up on the shore with a mini Pukamuku that washed up alongside them. You see, SpongeBob was an eager Pokemon trainer who inspired to be a water-type gym leader of the Nickelodeon region in order to put his little island home of Bikini Bottom on the map, so to speak. I mean, it was on the maps, of course, but however, little to no Pokemon trainers ever traveled there, staying along the coastline of the mainland. Once in a while, an outsider would travel there, like the Pokemon scientist Sandy Cheeks, with her faithful Pokemon Gradient, who have decided to take residency up in Bikini Bottom to continue her research. Like every other major town within the region, Bikini Bottom had its own Pokemon school, which SpongeBob had graduated from. However, it had no gym. Not a major one, nor a minor one. This inspired SpongeBob on his Pokemon journey, but when it came to his Pokemon gym leader test, he froze. His first teacher at the Pokemon school, Mrs. Puff, had become the Bikini Bottom's proctor for the league, and she hated that twice a year or more she had to witness SpongeBob's train wreck as he tried time and time again to become a gym leader. For some reason, the young lad would fail to remember what Pokemon he had on his team, their nicknames, and even what moves he knew. Every strategy he had learned and knew vanished from his head, and each time Mrs. Puff would cut his time shorter and shorter, swearing that one of these days she would just tell him no and not even show up to test him anymore, or anyone for that matter, in Bikini Bottom ever again. And after each failed test, SpongeBob would sit on the beach, facing the mainland of the Nickelodeon region, tossing Pukamuku back into the ocean. Not after too long, SpongeBob would be joined by his oldest friend, Patrick Star, a flunky of Bikini Bottom's Pokemon school, and his co-worker at the local Pokemon Cafe, the Krusty Krab, Squidward, who was a washed-out Pokemon contest coordinator. Daniel Danny Fenton seemed to have the worst life, being the only kid in Enemy Park who couldn't, under any circumstance, train Pokemon, while his older sister Jasmine, or Jazz as everybody called her, could keep her Pokemon. She was a rising star of Pokemon contests. This was due to the fact of who their parents were. Jack and Manny Fenton used to be high-regarded Pokemon scientists until they were stripped of their titles proclaiming that ghost Pokemon did exist within the Nickelodeon region. This would all change one fateful night on the full moon when a shooting star would pass by in the night sky. This happened to be a large moonstone carrying a bunch of Clefairies and Clefable, along with 2 Jirachis. For you see, Danny's parents had been working on a ghost portal, if you will, that would allow him to travel to the realm of the ghost-type Pokemon, dubbed the Ghost Zone. On this night, the ghost portal will fail to work once again. This led Danny to take a look at the portal, hoping to fix it for his parents, as he watched his parents get laughed at all of his life. Little to his knowledge, upstairs, his sister would spot the shooting star. I wished for once my parents were correct, and ghost types did exist in our region. She wished upon the star, causing one of the Jirachis to glow as it awoke, granting her wish. Just as the words left her mouth, a massive blackout occurred, leaving her and all of Amity Park in the dark, all except for Danny, who was in their basement, knocked out by the now working ghost portal. Above him floated a strange ghastly color. This was a shiny ghastly, and it was worried as he watched thousands of ghost Pokemon flying out of the portal. It nudged the boy on the ground till he came to. Danny sat up, staring at the sight of the strange gas ball Pokemon thing in front of him. He had never seen anything like it, and it seemed to be pointing to the ghost portal. Yes, I see it's glowing, and you're the only one who came through it, Danny commented as he stood up. Ghastly ignored him as he pointed to the ceiling. No, I don't think I should let you go. The Ghastly seemed to just sigh and roll his eyes at Danny. It seemed that the boy could only see him. So without any warning, the Ghastly shoved itself into Danny's body, causing the boy's black hair to turn white, and his blue eyes changed to a glowing green to allow him to see the ghost Pokemon rushing out of the ghost portal. What the? Danny exclaimed as he rushed to the ghost portal. Danny slammed his right fist onto a red button, shutting the portal off. He slid to the ground as the last of the ghost Pokemon fled out of the basement. This is when he caught his reflection in the shiny floor of the basement lab. What happened to me? He asked as he suddenly turned back to normal. Danny looked up, hearing the cry of the strange Pokemon he had met just moments before he changed. Did you do that? The Ghastly nodded his head, or rather his whole body, I guess. I did. I'm sorry I did not have time to ask you before I entered your body. Whoa, you can talk. Danny was surprised by this. But the Ghastly just shook his head. No, but I have given you the abilities of a ghost type, so you can understand me. My kind are too dangerous to be in your world. Eons ago, all of my type were sealed away from this world, along with the dark and fairy types. I need your help, Danny, to catch all who escaped. I'm just a low-level Ghastly. I don't know this realm. Please be my trainer and save my world from your brethren. Danny let out a sigh. Oh, great. I'm not allowed to be a Pokemon trainer, but yet I still can't let all those ghost types run free in Amity. So I guess I have no choice but to help you. It was my fault for letting him go in the first place, I guess. And with that, Danny became Nickelodeon's first ghost type specialist in over 1,000 years. Within 3 months, Danny and Ghastly would add 2 more young ghost Pokemon to their team. A Duskull who loves boxes, and a clumsy Droopy who thinks she's a princess. Every time a ghost Pokemon is near Danny, the leftover ghost abilities from his Ghastly would activate as a ghost breath would leave his mouth, and he would go ghost, or going ghost as he would call it, in order to battle the wild ghost Pokemon. This would mean he would transform into his ghostly form that Ghastly gave him. Little did Danny and his small team know that within a year he would meet an old friend of his father's who could see the ghost types just like him and had tamed the wild, legendary ghost type of Giratina. Just like ghost-type Pokemon, fairy types do not exist within the Nickelodeon region for some reason. As stated by Damon Fenton's Gaslight, they were sealed away from the world eons ago. No one remembers why or how. Those brave enough to seek them have been deemed crazy and had been carried off, or just became the laughingstock of town. One of these outcasts would be Denzel Crocker, who claimed to have been followed by 2 star-shaped pink fairy Pokemon. Years later, after being reformed, he is now a teacher at Dimsdale's Pokemon Academy. However, one aspiring student of his has failed to pick out his starter Pokemon. This young boy is Timmy Turner, who claims he is waiting for his fairy Pokemon to arrive from Fairy World. I don't want any of these Pokemon, he would shout every day as he was asked about his starter choice. You'll see, one day they'll come, my 2 fairies. One female with black ears and a male with green ears, and I'm going to name them Cosmo and Wanda. To this, his teacher, Mr. Crocker, would exclaim, there are no fairy-type Pokemon! On the eve of his 11th birthday, Timmy stared out of his window like he did every night, hoping to see the fairy star flying in the night sky. This was the shooting star that would bring him his Pokemon. This just so happened to be the same night that Danny Fenton would become the ghost-type trainer of the region. But this isn't his story. As the bright shooting star appeared in the sky, Timmy clammed his eyes shut and wished upon it with all of his might. Wishing star in the sky, please let me be the one carrying my Pokemon. I wish with all my heart that fairy types were real and that I could train them. He wished as his evil babysitter Vicky burst into his room. All right, Terp, it's time for bed, Vicky ordered as the Emperor into bed, with her faithful Poochie at her ankles, growling at Timmy. Timmy awoke the next morning at the sight of 2 Clefairy sitting on the foot of his bed, one shiny one, who happened to be a male, and a regular one, who was a female. The 2 greeted the sleepy boy. He blinked, rubbing the eyes from sleep from his eyes. This can't be. Cosmo? Wanda? He questioned the 2 Pokemon, who nodded their heads at their names. Hooray! My wish did come true. Of course it did, Wanda told them. We just happened to be traveling with 2 Drauchis. One granted a wish to a young Pokemon commentator in a town called Amity Park. And then there was your Drauchi, a pretty shiny one, who sent us to you, Timmy, Cosmo added. And now you can be a magical Pokemon trainer. And you can get to understand all of us fairy types. But heed this warning, Timmy. If anyone sees you using us, you will be locked away, and we will be taken away from you. Wanda warned him about how the adults of his region treated those who believed in their type. Timmy nodded his head and continued going to the Pokemon Academy, as he always did. But his answer about his starter Pokemon was a bit different now. I'm good, I have my starters. I can't show them to you because you think I'm crazy like Mr. Crocker. And there you have it, a story, a tale of 3 Pokemon trainers, SpongeBob SquarePants, Danny Fenton, and Timmy Turner. I hope you enjoyed it. Fox, catch you guys later.